This is The Real Hustle, the programme which shows you the secrets behind the most popular scams being carried out by con artists in Britain today. Hustlers Alex, Jess and Paul have been travelling the UK to demonstrate to our hidden cameras exactly how the cons work, to make sure you'll never get caught out again. In this episode, we'll see how you can be deceived at the airport, how an impossible-sounding bet works, how bogus talent managers can take you for a ride, and how a swindler can sell you a fake lottery ticket. Remember, all the people in this show have been hustled for real, and after they were given their money back, they agreed that footage could be shown, so that you could avoid being ripped off by the same scams. Our first scam involves bogus postal services, who con people out of money for goods they didn't even order.
The postal scam is a really simple way for a group of cheats to raise some easy money. They come to your door dressed as a postman or as a delivery driver. They have a package from some company somewhere that has an extra charge. It may be for postage, it may be cash on delivery, but whatever that charge is, that's pure profit in the cheat's pocket.
We're all preconditioned to react in certain ways. It's what is called social compliance. We look at the uniform, we don't question what that man does. All we see is a postman.
Our hustlers have filled these parcels with cheap second-hand books. They've printed labels with names and addresses found on the internet and are about to discover just how many people will pay to find out what's in the mystery parcel. Paul is wearing a tie containing a concealed camera.
Alex, you getting a signal?
Yeah, good picture. See who bites.
He's got his homemade fake ID and he's wearing the all-important fake uniform.
Delivery.
He approaches the door of his first target.
Hiya. Delivery for Linda Curtis.
Yeah, and sign for that, that's fine.
Yeah.
This man is about to become the victim of a scam. He is now the mark.
I need this little thing here. There's a £20 charge on that as well, please.
£20 charge, yeah?
£20, that's duty, VAT.
Amazing. The mark says he's happy to sign and goes to fetch some cash.
Can I get a receipt for that by any chance?
You can, if you call the number on there, they'll send you a receipt or they'll email one to you.
Another lie from Paul. He's given the mark a phone number to call for a receipt, but if he calls that number, all he'll get is a large bill. It's a premium rate line, which goes straight into the hustler's pockets. So, Paul made £20 on his first delivery of worthless books. Can he continue his winning streak at this block of apartments? This mark is not answering the door, but Alex and Jess are on hand and may be able to solve the problem.
Either no one's home or the bell's not working. Can you get that guy's number?
Yeah, I can download it.
Paul? Is that it? I'm going to text you this guy's number.
Hi, is this 1 Allingham Court? Hi, this is Rob Marks. I'm downstairs for TRH deliveries. I have a package for you. I don't think your buzzer's working.
Calling the Mark's home phone number does the trick. The Mark answers the door.
Hi, sorry about that.
I haven't got 20 quid on there.
Is the check okay?
Unfortunately, the man doesn't have the cash. Again, no problem for our hustlers. They are just as happy to take a check.
20 quid.
Make it up to TRH.
TRH.
They really hustle. That's, they really run around. Okay, that's it. I need you to sign here. That's your thing.
This is all above board.
I would hope so.
Clearly, it's not above board. The mark's been had. Having got his total up to £40, Paul moves on and steps up the scam a few notches. It's not just individuals who fall foul of the postal scam. Many businesses are being targeted too. Paul casually walks into the office of this small company.
Anthony Owen. And there's a £40 charge on that as well.
He's getting cocky now and asking for £40. Surely she's not going to fall for that.
It's fine, I'm only covering this desk at the moment, so...
Oh yes, she is. Unbelievably, she hands the cash straight over. In just a couple of hours, Paul has made £80.
If somebody comes to the door with a package that you can't pay for or that you're at all suspicious about, simply keep the package and tell them to bill you. That way, if they're legitimate, they should have a system in place where they can send you an invoice.
Anytime somebody knocks on your door, you don't know who they are and they're unexpected, if they ask for money, don't give it. Proposition bets can be seen as the acceptable face of con games. It's a bet that's usually only got one outcome. Groups of people are ideal for proposition bets, anywhere where groups of people gather. Because if you put a proposition bet out and there's 5 or 6 people there, you're guaranteed to have 1 or 2 takers.
Alex has gathered 5 or 6 people around in order to put his latest proposition bet into play. Our cameras are hidden around the pub to capture the action.
We need 2 shot glasses.
2 shot glasses.
Some whiskey.
Whiskey.
That's great. I'm going to fill that up. And some water. Have you got some water?
Yeah, sure.
OK.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
And we'll fill that up to the brim there. This is the bet. OK. The idea is to get the whiskey into the water glass and the water into the whiskey glass. But you can't use an extra glass, you can't use a straw, and you can't use your mouth. All right? But it can be done. How much money you got on you? Have you got anything? Look.
A tenner.
I'll bet
A tenner? Oh, you're on. I am going to use something. I'm going to use my driver's license. No holes in the driver's license. Okay, look. Driver's license goes on top of the whiskey. There you go. And they're changing.
Amazingly, the whiskey and water are actually swapping glasses. With the whiskey and water completely swapped, Alex has won his bet and is a tenner richer.
Making the whiskey and the water change glasses is quite an interesting one. It's just pure physics. It's density. The water is heavier than the whiskey. So when you turn the glasses upside down, the water forces itself into the whiskey glass, thus making the whiskey shoot up into the water glass. And that's exactly how it works.
With odds of 14 million to 1 against winning a jackpot, the chances of hitting the big time on the National Lottery are almost non-existent. But the chance of a mark winning against our team of hustlers in this next scam are even less. This is the lottery scam.
In the lottery scam, we convinced the mark to purchase a worthless forged lottery ticket.
The lottery scam is a beautiful example of an age-old con game applied to modern times, where you literally offer someone a golden ticket, where if you buy this, you can make a lot of money for a lot less.
Jess, Alex and Paul have picked out a popular bar as a place to find a wealthy mark for their scam. With our secret cameras at the ready, the hustlers can strike. A man sitting on his own has been targeted. Paul has taken up position behind him, and Alex is standing by with the fake lottery ticket. The hustlers are preparing the hook.
Sorry, you look just like one of my ex-boyfriends. It was called Marcus. It was so strange. When I saw you, I was like, hi. It was so strange. You look just like him.
I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing.
No, it's good. No, it's good. I promise you.
Now the mark is putty in Jess's hands. Our hustler Paul, who's been listening from the next table, cues his colleague Alex to go in for the big pitch. Alex is playing the role of a Bulgarian builder who's a friend of Jess's and has come to meet her.
Yesterday, I found out that I won £2,800 on the lottery.
No!
Yes, I get 5 numbers. I cannot believe it. I call every... Tomorrow I'm going back home to Bulgaria.
What a great way to end your last day,
I know, isn't it great? Look at that. It's fantastic.
So, over the course of 5 minutes, Alex has sold the lie that he's a foreigner with a winning lottery ticket. Now he needs to convince the mark to buy it off him. It's time to reveal the bait.
You don't work for the police, sir?
No.
Okay. No, it's not a joke. It sounds like, you know, that my work permit is finished 3 months ago. And when I check the number, I find out that you have to go with the ID. Like if they see my ID, I'm worried that they maybe see the...
Well, do you want me to cash it for you then?
I thought maybe if you have the cash. Sorry, it's a financial conversation. But
the whole of it?
Yeah, do you have it?
Do I have £2,800?
15 minutes ago, the stranger was having a quiet drink on his own. Now 2 hustlers have sat down at his table and started chatting about a winning lottery ticket. It's a weird situation, but he's definitely intrigued.
So find anyone who's got...
Look, I will take less if somebody's helped me out. You know, I know you maybe less money and you keep some money for yourself. I don't know, 1,000 or something.
Now that Alex has said he'd accept £1,000 for the ticket, he gets up to leave the table. As planned, he's left Jess clear to play the next part of the scam, the all-important phone call to the Lotto results line.
I haven't seen someone happy for ages.
Alex has told the mark the ticket has 5 correct numbers and is worth £2,800. But there's a surprise in store when the numbers are confirmed.
And the bonus, 28.
What? He's got 28. What? He's got 28. What's the bonus for?
Kidding me?
Oh my God.
Are you shitting me?
No! Hang on.
£100,000, really?
Jess tells the mark there's been a mistake and the ticket actually has 5 numbers plus the bonus ball, which is a much bigger prize than 5 numbers alone. The mark is then given the opportunity to confirm the numbers for himself. These are the numbers on the ticket. The mark is now hearing the actual numbers drawn in the lottery.
Number 19, 25, 32, 47, 48, 49, and the bonus, 28. Matching 3 numbers wins £10. 4 numbers wins £96. 5 numbers wins £2,839. Matching 5 numbers plus the bonus wins £121,522.
£121,000.
Really?
Now the mark thinks that the ticket is worth over 100,000 and not the 2,800 Alex told him initially. This is the key to the whole con. The fish has bitten, it's time to reel him in.
I want to buy off him.
That's harsh.
Yeah, but you don't know him very well though, do you?
So?
No, he's always scrounging off my brother. That's why I'm not bothered at all. Oh my God.
Jess has planted the seed. She wants to buy the winning ticket for £1,000 and she needs someone to go halves with her.
No, he's a bit cheeky though, it's like nearly £3 grand and it's 500 quid, but...
Do you have a friend maybe who can...
I don't know, I mean, could you get some money out maybe?
She practically forces him in as a partner in ripping off Alex the foreigner. In fact, he's the one about to be ripped off.
Big mess. Yeah. A big mess for me, but...
Well, I can nip out and get some cash as a cash machine. Do you want to come out and...
I'll have a look with you, yeah. I trust you. Your name is?
Danny.
Danny, okay, no problem.
Finally, the mark agrees to at least go to the cash point with Jess. But will he really stump up the money, or will he give her the slip? The hustlers wait nervously to see if the sting will fail or succeed.
I'll give you a minute.
After 10 minutes, the mark has returned. But is he bearing the cash?
500, you got 500.
Okay? Yeah?
Fine.
Bingo. With the mark's £500 cash now in Alex's possession, the scam has succeeded, and the mark is left with a worthless lottery ticket for his money. Game, set and match to the hustlers.
The lottery scam works because the mark, the person who's going to be conned, essentially thinks they're going to make X amount of money, and that's a pretty good deal for them, and they're thinking, well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, whatever. But then they find out, actually, as long as they're prepared to lie and keep quiet about one element, then they stand to make far more money than that. So in terms of the psychology, you've anchored them at a certain profit, and then suddenly they find out, actually, they could be sitting on an absolute fortune. And that just appeals to their sense of greed. That's why it's such a fantastic scam.
Our hustlers are at the airport, but it isn't a holiday that they've got in mind. Today they're here to pull off a scam for our hidden cameras that first hit the headlines in the UK 3 years ago. A scam which involves an X-ray machine, a laptop and some clever choreography.
Every year in the UK, over 34,000 laptops are stolen. And about 10% of that happens in airports, which means every year 3,500 laptops are stolen in airports.
Paul and Alex are moving through the airport, on the lookout for someone carrying a laptop bag just like their own. Alex spots a likely looking mark and gives the signal to Paul to note the selected target. They plan to substitute their own bag or ringer for the victim's one. They move in, closely trailing the mark as he passes through the terminal on his way to join the queue for the X-ray machine. Over at the X-ray area, our hidden cameras look on as the travellers pass through security. Paul passes through the metal detector and starts to gather his belongings. Meanwhile, Alex passes through the metal detector, but he sets off the alarm, so the security staff check his pockets before he can move on. Whilst Alex is being searched, Paul gathers his stuff and leaves. Now Alex is through, our mark passes through the detector, collects his laptop and he's away. So where's the scam? If we watch the sequence again, we can see what has happened. Paul is carrying a laptop bag which he puts through the X-ray machine along with his coat. He then walks through the metal detector and is all clear. On the other side, he moves his laptop bag down to the end of the conveyor belt. At this point, Alex passes through the gate and deliberately sets off the security alarm by carrying lots of metal items in his pocket. On the other side of the machine, the mark has already put his laptop onto the belt, but he cannot yet pass through the gate to collect it because Alex is still being searched. Paul casually puts on his coat and waits for the mark's laptop to come out of the X-ray machine. The mark's laptop is out of his eyeshot and his reach, which now gives Paul the opportunity to grab it. Note that Paul has left his bogus laptop bag, or ringer, on the conveyor belt. The mark picks up the ringer and continues on his way. By the time he discovers his misfortune, it'll be too late.
It's essential when going through any kind of security checkpoint. Make sure you keep your eye on it. Don't be diverted from it. So if anybody else happens to get control of it, you can call someone's attention and they can stop them for you. But always keep your eye on your goods. Never be distracted.
Too many times people go and sit in a cafe, put their bag over the back of the chair. You think you know it's there, but you can't see it and you can't feel it. That's not a very good position for anything that's valuable for you.
Our next scam, the window tap. This pickpocket technique requires our two hustlers, Jess and Paul, to work in tandem. The target's a lone mark in a cafe, and Paul is sat just behind her. Jess is approaching on the street outside. She stops to get the mark's attention with a question.
What the time is?
With the mark distracted, Paul lifts a bag and heads straight out the door. The mark returns to her phone conversation and hasn't even noticed. The obvious point to remember here is, always keep your bag in sight. Some scams work simply because we are ready to fall for them. This next scam is one of the most common, and you will probably know someone who has been taken in by it. This is the bogus agency scam. Our hustlers have rented out an empty office space, which they've rigged up with concealed cameras to show us how the bogus agency scam works. They've called their fake agency TRH Casting, and are holding auditions to look for some of Britain's undiscovered musical talent.
The bogus agency scam is one of those really dreadful con games that plays on people's hopes and dreams. And in this case, you pick somebody out who's looking to be a star, and you give them the opportunity that they've always dreamed about, and you use that to extract as much money as you can.
The hustlers have invited some wannabes to the TRH casting office. Their challenge is to seduce each of them into parting with £500. Paul is posing as the agent. After introducing himself, he launches into his sales pitch.
We're scouring right now looking for new talent. What we're looking for is people with a good voice. So what they're looking for is people with legs, people who look like they're going to grow.
Oh, it seems very promising.
Paul cunningly sows the seed that money might have to be handed over.
So what we're trying to do is find people that are willing to move forward, invest in themselves. I mean, are you ready to invest in yourself? If you're willing to invest in yourselves, you know, they think they can market and take for it. Hello. Oh, Jess. How are you? Thanks for coming in.
As if the victims weren't already intrigued, it's time for the hustlers to introduce their first convincer. Jess enters the scene posing as a successful agency client. Her job will be to persuade the mark what a great service the agency provides and what an amazing demo tape could be theirs if they sign up.
It's brilliant. The producer's fantastic. You get to put like 3 songs on, like you're there for the whole day, and it's fantastic. They organised everything for me, and the producer was fantastic. Oh God, it was so good. I had the best day ever. On and off, really.
There you go.
Thank you.
Do me a favour, don't let anyone listen to that for the next week.
Okay.
Keep it for yourself.
I wasn't gonna.
You're going to be very, very happy. I'd love for you to let me have a look at that, but right now we've got Francis Abagnale, who's an A&R guy. Would you mind if I brought him in? Let him hear this as well?
No.
Now comes convincer number 2. Alex is posing as a record industry hotshot, here to listen to them sing. The story is, if they impress Alex, they may well get a lucrative recording contract. In fact, this is just another lie.
Okay. What are we going to hear?
I'm going to sing a little bit of Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You.
Okay.
Bittersweet memories, that is all I'm taking with me.
Wow, that's a great voice.
Thank you.
She's got a lot of talent, and our hustlers seem really impressed. But what will they make of the next guy?
I want to tuck you in at night, and if you wanna leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me.
Very nice.
Very good.
They seem to love this performance too. And what about our final duo?
That girl who showed me that love is truly blind, that love is truly blind.
Great, guys. That's great.
Yep, they're still bowled over, proving that a performance of any standard would get exactly the same reaction from our hustlers every time.
Okay.
Alex makes his exit and leaves Paul in the room to seal the deal.
That never happened. I have never seen Francis Abagnale tell somebody he wants them.
Really?
Now the marks have been suitably buttered up, it's time to hit them for the money. First, the duo of brothers.
I'm willing to put in £1,000. Are you willing to put in 500?
Yeah, 500.
They're keen to part with their cash. And when presented with a contract not even worth the paper it's written on, they're quick to sign up and write down their credit card details. Next, our solo male. How will he respond?
Considering yesterday I was considering going back to work on Friday to drive my truck, and now I'm thinking about getting £500 together so I can get a demo tape to demo CDs.
He seems pretty unsure. Looks like Paul has his work cut out. How will our final mark take it? She has a few questions.
Will I get copyright?
Absolutely. You will continue to own copyright. That's if we want to move forward, if you get a deal that really, really works for you, I would be willing to pay, it's £1,500 for the recording time in a studio. I will pay 1,000 of that. That's my investment in you. You will still own your own material.
Paul hits her with one final push.
I'd like to make you part of this. Do you want to do this? Is this something you'd be interested in?
Well, I've got to grab it with both hands.
I think you've got to grab it with both hands and jump in. Do you have a credit card or anything like that?
I do, yes.
Thinking she might be missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime, she buckles under the pressure. And back to our truck driver. What has he decided? He's fallen for Paul's clever seduction techniques too, and finally puts pen to paper. Job done. The hustlers are now £1,500 richer. Not bad for just a morning's work. In the real world, bogus agents will set up their offices, stay for a month to swindle as much cash as they possibly can, and then move on without a trace. So, how did they feel when we revealed to them that 3 hustlers had just taken them for a ride?
They take vulnerable people and they just take the... That's what I think. Sorry if I'm not allowed to swear, but yeah. I just think they're utter for doing that to people.
The talent agency scams have become much more prevalent recently because of X Factor, Pop Idol. Everybody wants to be a star, and those programs have made it quite visible that you can become a star. So the talent agency scammers are tapping into that current fascination with becoming a star quite quickly. So they charge you an upfront fee, and you'll hear nothing.
So, our swindlers have wrapped up the cons for this week. They've delivered fake parcels, lifted a laptop at the airport, sold a fake lottery ticket in the pub, and duped some wannabe pop stars in their makeshift agency. Don't worry though, all the members of the public they scammed got their money back. Just remember the rule of the real hustle. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.